Hi there, we're here to talk about LEGO The Hobbit, and this is Connected Digital World.
Andrew from Connected Digital World here. I recently got to sit down with Tim Wileman from TT Games to talk about all things LEGO The Hobbit.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Do you want to tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name's Tim Wileman, and I'm the associate producer on LEGO The Hobbit.
Tell us a little bit about LEGO The Hobbit.
Okay, well, it's obviously it's a fantastic adventure. And if you're familiar with the films, it's basically we're following the first two films, and it's Thorin Oakenshield and his party of dwarves, and Gandalf and the whole crew and Bilbo, and you'll follow their adventure from Bag End across Middle Earth through all of the key locations from the films, and obviously towards Erebor and to reclaim their lost homeland of Erebor. So it's fantastic.
How much of the actual film story have you got within the game?
Well, we've tried to make the most authentic experience we can possible. So you'll notice that there's all of the key locations. There's 16 levels, so we have 16 levels all across all of the key locations from the films. We've got all of the main characters. We've got over 80 characters, not only the key characters, but some fun and interesting characters as well that you may not be so familiar with. You can play as all of these characters. So you can play as not only Thorin and his party, but you can also play with Azog the Defiler and other really fun characters as well. So we're trying to make the most authentic possible experience, and it's really, really fantastic. The team have done a fantastic job.
Will we get to play Lego Schmaug?
I don't want to give too many details away at the moment, I'm afraid, but there's lots of really cool characters and lots of really cool abilities, and fans of the films and literature and are going to have so much fun with this game. It's fantastic.
And in terms of the voices and the music,
yeah,
they're lifted straight from the movies.
That's correct. Yeah, we've got all of the original VO stems from the film. So again, that adds another level of authenticity to the whole thing, which is really cool. We've got the music and the locations, and as well as a lot of the cinematics taken straight from the film as well. So it's really something that's going to be a lot of fun.
How different is this LEGO game to previous LEGO games?
Well, the focus in this game is very much on the dwarves, and we've got a lot of cool things going on with the dwarves. We've got a new feature called the Buddy Up feature, and this allows some really fantastic new gameplay features and mechanics, and it really comes into its own, especially in the combat. Players can connect together. Two dwarves can connect together. They can buddy up and take down enemies a lot faster. They can work together to build structures and to access other normally inaccessible areas and stuff like that. So it's really cool, and it's all about the dwarves in this. But we've also got all the locations as well that are magical.
Fantastic. And in terms of the characters, they have different special abilities. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of those and give us some examples?
Yeah, we've tried to give, especially the dwarves, but there's a wealth of different abilities, but especially I'd like to focus on the dwarves because they're really cool. And they've got not only have they got their individual signature weapons and attacks, but they've also got the special individual abilities as well. Where, for example, you can feed Bomber. He's the larger of the dwarves. You can feed him food items, and he'll roll onto his back, and you can use his belly as a trampoline to bounce up and access hidden areas and stuff like that. It's really cool, and I don't want to give too many details away, but it's going to be a lot of fun, trying these out and playing around with them.
And as with previous LEGO games, I assume there's a co-op mode you can play?
Yeah, there's a co-op mode. We're going to have co-op, split-screen co-op in a lot of the areas, and again, that's a really great feature, and it enables the buddying up feature that I just mentioned to really come into its own. Players can work together, they can link up, they can take down enemies and drop in and drop out, and the gameplay's there's never been so seamless. It's a lot of fun.
Perfect. And something new for this particular LEGO game are loot items.
That's right.
Do you want to tell us what they are and why they're important?
Yeah, so we've got these loot items. They can be found throughout Middle-earth, throughout the levels. They're contained within Lego objects and things like that. So when you destroy a Lego chest or a Lego bookshelf, you'll receive these loot items. And some loot items are precious metals or precious stones. Some are food items, and some are other elements. And they can be used in different ways. So we've got one way in which they can be used. We've got our instruction builders, and you can build these ginormous, impressive Lego structures, and you feed these loot items into the build plates, and that enables you to build these items. You can also forge magical items. We've got a whole host of new magical items that you can use these loot items to construct as well. So you forge these items, and then he's also got the food elements that I mentioned earlier that you can feed to characters like Bomber and stuff like that, and for their special abilities. So it's really cool.
And again, with previous LEGO games, there's quite a bit of focus on mini games within LEGO The Hobbit. Do you want to tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to give too many details, but there's some really cool mini games, like in all our games. You know, we try and inject our own sense of humour and fun and excitement into these games. And yeah, so you'll expect to see lots of mini games, lots of cool puzzles and stuff like that. And they all work differently depending on the situation and the characters involved. But expect to see a whole host of those throughout the game. It's lots of fun.
And there's a new combat system within the game. Again, would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
That's right. So again, each of their own, going back to the buddying up feature that we had earlier, dwarves can link up and join forces and take down enemies with these super cool attacks, and there's a lot of variety there in that respect. But we also have individual special moves, so you can use charge attacks as well, and each of the dwarves have got their own signature charge attacks as well. So, example, Feely can fire his bow and arrow. He can fire 3 arrows at once, and Bomber rolls up into a ball and rolls around like a bowling ball and taking down enemies and stuff like that. So there's so much variety in there, and people are going to have a lot of fun experimenting with these moves. It's really cool.
Excellent. And you can collect the studs to buy items in the shop.
That's right.
What sort of things are you going to be able to buy?
Well, we've got, like I say, we've got over 80 characters, so there's a whole host of different characters that not only are they featured in the film, but there'll be a few characters in there as well that may surprise you. I don't want to give any too many details away again, I'm afraid, but we've also got a whole host of magical items and weapons that you can purchase as well, and there's also going to be the customizer in there, and we've added a new twist to that, which is going to be a lot of fun. So there's, collecting studs and purchasing items is going to be an epic feature in our game.
Excellent. And at the end of the year, when the third Hobbit film comes out, are you guys planning on either doing a DLC or another additional game?
Well, I mean, the first two films, there's so much content in there. There's such an amazing story, so many rich and cool characters that we wanted to focus on making the best possible game, giving the players and gamers the best possible experience we could. As for DLC in the third film, you'll have to stay tuned for that, I'm afraid, and for announcements on that.
And what formats is LEGO The Hobbit coming out
So
on?
we're covering current gen, we're covering next gen. We've got Wii U, and we've also got Vita, 3DS, and PC as well. So.
Will the game be the same on all formats, or will it be like LEGO Marvel Superheroes, where the handheld games were slightly different?
Yeah, I mean, we try and bring enhancements and improvements to all of the platforms, and LEGO The Hobbit's no different. So we'll have some next gen enhancements, but we're also creating a bespoke experience for handheld to take advantage of all the cool features that the 3DS and Vita have at their disposal. So definitely, yeah, it's going to be cool.
And what's the current planned release date?
The current planned release date is the 11th of April in Europe and the 8th of April in US.
Thank you very much
You're
for your
welcome.
time today.
Yeah, thank you.
What are you going to do now, wizard?